What's up, guys? Itchy here. So today we have something a little bit new for you. This is going to be our first episode of No Life, No Problem. That is our podcast that's basically going to be covering a lot of stuff on Brave Frontier, and we're going to be going over a lot of the new content that's coming out. And with me, I have a few experts and some noobs too. Don't worry, we will have basically all the bases covered. And so first of all, I'm going to introduce everyone and let you guys know exactly what we're dealing with here. So first off, we have Formana. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, Formana. Been
So
playing
Formana,
since November. Start of the game, yeah.
so you've been around pretty much a long time. You've been able to see the evolution of this game, and what was where'd you basically start as far as this game went? What was your first feel of it? What was your first squads and stuff?
Actually started the first day of Global, but I quit right after because I didn't have any friends. And I played again at the end of the first Frontier Hunter, the 30 stages one in the Vortex.
Okay. You know what? That's about the same time I came in. I came in actually around the time that the 30 stages was around, but I basically had nothing to do with that, so I was kind of behind on that one. So anyway, next up we have Mofo.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Here. Yeah.
So Mofo, tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you join the game?
I joined the game about third week of January.
Okay.
That's
And
pretty long, you know.
what was going on in the game at that time?
Alice.
Alice.
Was,
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Alice era.
She was huge back then. Did you start putting money into the game at that point, or were you free at that point?
I started out free, but then I kind of got hooked with the game, so chipping
Very
in.
easy to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up we have Blackula.
Howdy.
What's going on, man? So when did you join the game?
189 days ago.
Wow. Okay. I like the exact
Whatever.
answer.
Whatever.
What was-
I have my game open right now, so I couldn't remember.
Perfect. So you knew it was coming. So anyway, what was going on in the game when you first joined?
I don't know. I know I was there before they did the first Frontier Hunter. I'm not sure what was like really big on at that time, but I did come in before the 30th stage one though.
Okay.
It was sometime before that.
Definitely been around a long time as well. Awesome. All right, and then we have BeardedKnightKarl. So tell me, BeardedKnightKarl, when did you join the game?
Oh crap!
Is your beard as fluffy as the pictures?
Oh, my beard is beautiful, son.
Awesome. Okay.
Alright, when I joined the game, Magris was the top unit, and I think like one of only 6 stars besides the starters.
Okay. So you joined the game about the time that the first group of 6 stars came out,
Yeah.
and that was the starters. Okay. So and what squads were you basically using back then? Do you remember?
I was using like a squad of 2.
Squad of 2. Oh, because you're cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first summon happened to be Mega Summon, Mega Rare, right? And it literally took up the entire cost. So for like the first summon level, I wasn't even able to use my starter.
So you were running 2 units for the first God knows how long, right?
I beat Juggernaut with 2 people.
Who's Juggernaut? I don't remember.
The
First
last boss of the first
Tower
map.
of Mistral.
Oh, the first
Sorry, that
boss.
was like 10 years ago. But that's interesting. That's cool. So I'm glad you can give us the new perspective on this, because you are a paying player, but you haven't been paying for that long, right?
Kinda. I've been opening my wallet since day 1 because you've been screaming at me to catch up.
Yeah, I have. But luckily you kind of, well, you're getting there. But that's good.
I'm 50-50.
No, that's good. You give us an extra perspective because you have all the questions that we have answers to. So anyway, some of the things we're going to go over today, we're basically going to talk about the 12 new Guardians. That includes Barlon's group, and as well as the new ones that came out. Alyut. I want to say it's Alyut. Alyut. I don't know how to say his name. I have no clue. If somebody can help me out with this.
Just use
How do you-
Ophelia.
Use the Japanese. It's
That works.
Aryuto.
Aryuto. All right, so that's basically one of the things we're going to be going over. Are they worth it? Are they not? Should you be summoning for them, especially while the rates are still up? Rates are up, quotation marks. But anyway, yeah, that's another story. And then we're also going to go over some stuff like what we expect to hit in August as far as updates, and also the Fire Vortex Arena, we don't know a whole lot about it, but we're really interested to find out. So we're probably going to talk about that as well. So the first thing I wanted to go over, like I said before, the new units that came out, we'll go over Farlan's group first. So does anyone want to jump in? That group of 6 units, is there any unit that pops out at anyone that they want to say, like, I really want this, or I love that I have this? Not all at once.
I'll say this. I think Lunaris was overhyped.
Why do you say that?
Yeah, she is.
Well, I don't know. We were
I agree.
like months in advance. We kind of saw what Japan had got. We're like, oh wow, this unit's gonna give like dark 65%, and now it's just we got her, and like I don't really see too many people like really using her.
That's true.
I mean, because you got all these other like dark 6-star leaders that people are still using. It's like no one's probably going to really use her until we get their 6-star.
Mhm. So yeah, she definitely has a nice attack. I will say that, but I don't know what she's going to be useful for until she gets her 6-star. And I did see somewhat of a hype on her, but nothing too serious. I did see that people were interested in grabbing her, but I don't know if she was worth spending gems for.
She's basically a weaker Melcho, actually.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because Melcho can give all of your units light element and basically does the same thing. It negates all status. Oh wait, but Lunaris also removes status conditions before negating it,
Mhm.
I think. So basically, that's just the difference. And their SBB is like too far. The difference in the field gauge for
Mhm.
Lunaris it's 52, and for Melcho it's only 30.
Wow, so
And
that's huge.
Yeah,
That's
it has
huge.
more hits as well.
Yeah, so I mean, she's still okay in terms of, take her if you can get her, like if you got her, but don't go out of your way to try and get her. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. She has great stats, but that's the problem. That's just about it.
That's about
Great
it. Yeah.
stats, great leader skill, but pretty much mediocre. But if you have her, she's pretty much a solid unit.
And how about Farlon?
Oh, Farlon. Actually, he's the only unit that I've gotten out of that batch.
Mm-hmm.
He's well, he's a BB spammer. Charges up like 14 BCs.
16, bro.
That's 16? 16.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 16. Sorry about that. 16 BCs to fill, and in arena, it's a game breaker. I would say.
Yeah, I have noticed he does do really well in arena. My only problem is that as for right now, at 5 stars, I don't know if he's very viable because Saren is still so
Prevalent.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And not only that, as a 5-star, he doesn't have that many hits, so he can't really produce a lot of crystals, so he can fill up his bar and unleash it in the arena. Unless he has someone paired up with him, that's a very huge multi-hitter.
Yeah, I did try running him with Felnius, but it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. I mean, it does work sometimes, but it doesn't always work. I did post something recently where I had 2 Farlons and 2 Lyras with me, and they did get all their BB, but that didn't happen like every single time. So there's really, it's very unstable right now as far as his 5-star is concerned.
5
But
stars.
definitely,
Yeah.
you think something in the future people are definitely going to want to get because his 6-star is worth it.
Oh, definitely. 6 stars would get like 8 hits normal count. So
I think Formana really summed it up, especially until they get their 6 stars. They're gonna be nice to have, but they're not something anyone's gonna want to open their wallet for. They're nothing that special.
Okay, fair enough. So in terms of the Fire Arena, I know we kind of brushed on it a little bit earlier, but we didn't really talk about it. Do you think he's going to be someone people are going to use? I mean, we really don't know anything about the event yet, but we at least can say, I mean, is he somebody that people should be going for? I know the fire rates were up recently, and I know that some people are trying to figure out who they should train up in the meantime.
Well, if it's anything, if this Fire Arena is anything like the regular arena, then it's going to be all about BB spam. I am going to be predicting a lot of people are going to be running Kadatsuchi and a lot of Kayenas.
Yeah, I personally got a bunch of Kyanas ready for this just because I wasn't sure exactly what it was going to be, and I don't have a full squad of Farlons like I'm expecting to see a lot of. But then there's a chance that they could also do some kind of brackets, kind of like they did with the Victory Tournament, where they made it so that you can have only certain people of a certain level go against each other, so some of the free players may not run into this problem where people are spamming Kyanas or Farlons or anything like that.
No, see, that'd be more interesting to see. The different free player, different random squad put togethers going against each other. Because the Kyanas are going to work like the Sarens. Right? You get 5 of them, they're just going to spam and they're going to win.
Mm-hmm. So, in other words, Farlon is still somebody that people are going to want to look at just because he will be very viable in the future. Mm-hmm. What about any of the other units from this batch? I mean, we have Sodus, we have Cygnus, any of those people?
I'm actually looking forward to getting Cygnus's 6-star for a particular dungeon that I'm hoping that we'll see very soon.
Which dungeon is that? Can you please elaborate?
That would be the legendary Vargas dungeon.
Ah, okay. Well, that ties into our whole August expectations. Do you think we'll see this in the month of August?
I really hope so.
And for our
we're all hoping for that.
Players, can you go over what exactly the Vargas dungeon is?
It is, well, I'm not sure how many, I think it's like those 3 levels, and each level has like 3 rounds, and the mobs are very, like, small mobs, 4, 3, and then Vargas by himself at the end, but they're not your ordinary mobs. These are beefed up versions of these units on crack. And you may take an all-water team to fight these things, and they will still hit you hard.
Okay. And what exactly will Cygnus do for you for that?
Well, Cygnus's leader skill is to reduce the damage reduction from fire units by 15%, and also with her 6-star, she will also increase the elemental damage dealt to them. Okay,
so is that a unit you can see running 2 leaders of, or is that something you could say, okay, that's good enough, but 15% is fine?
Yeah, well, because I've been actually kind of talking with friends of mine about, well, we've been kind of conversing about this dungeon and like what type of teams we're going to put together, and what I'm planning on running. I would like to do a Cygnus lead for that particular leader skill. I would like to take along a Tesla friend, because we should be getting Tesla 6-star hopefully soon. Because of its super brave burst, and also, you know, at 6-star now you get a 20% increase in HP and defense. So, and then the other 4 units I would have on the team, I would have Raiden, I would have Felnius, produced by the DCs. I would have LMO as my main healer, and I would actually have Dean as a secondary healer.
Ah.
Primary attacker,
yes.
Secondary healer.
Tell us about your Dean strategy.
Well, I plan on using Dean just for backup of LMO, because, you know, his Brave Burst is an attack element, and if I'm going full out attack, then I'm going to use his Brave Burst. But say LMO's not full yet, but then I've got Dean, then I'm going to heal with Dean, because not only does he heal, you know, his super Brave Burst is basically Tree's Brave Burst. You know, you get a large heal, and he cures status elements, and almost every unit in this dungeon deals status effects to you.
Ah, see, that's very important, especially the knowing that status effects are going to be important. So, okay. Anybody else have anything to say about Cygnus before we move on to another unit?
Well,
okay,
go ahead. Okay. Other than for the Vargas dungeon, I think he has no other use, really.
Okay.
To be blunt.
Well, yeah, I mean, she does seem like someone who's very specific. I mean, the reduced damage to fire attacks, obviously you're not going to take it with you anywhere else.
Wait.
That's really not going to help.
That's actually kind of like half of this group, though, because half of this group has that leader skill. So it's like they were made for a particular purpose, and like no other real purpose.
Makes sense. And then I guess the same would go for Lully, since she has basically the same thing, except for it goes with Thunder units.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Lully is
I would say that the.
Go ahead.
I would say that I'd rather spend gems resurrecting than spend gems trying to get them through the summon gate.
That makes sense. Why spend 5 gems for one unit that may save you 1 gem? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
So Sodus or no one like that doesn't seem interesting. Rena, no one.
So, but first of all, this I think he's good for a monolith if you don't have anything else. But there are many other great units for monolith actually, especially Maxwell coming up soon.
Okay.
We,
So
we can
even
expect him in a
soon,
month
soon.
or so.
We'll probably get him by what, October maybe?
October 2015. Got it.
Or her.
Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense because Sodas does increase spark damage, but there's really no point in that if you don't have high sparking units, and not a whole lot of light units are high spark.
Actually, so this is Super Brave Burst, just like the other ones with the same leader skill. He also increases the attack of light units.
Ah, okay. So that does help out.
And like the same with Cygnus, she increases the attack of water units, Lily increases the attack of earth units, and so forth.
And just looking at his 6-star Lord stats, they're actually not that bad. I mean, 6.3k health, 1900 attack, 1900 defense, 1500 recovery. So, I mean, he is a usable unit if, like you said, you have nothing better to use, but at the same time, he's not complete garbage. I mean, that brings me to Rena. I mean, is there any use for her whatsoever?
Thunder units doesn't have that much of a choice. I mean, compared to water or fire, they don't have that much impressive units in their arsenal.
So not much to work with.
Yeah.
Well, Thunder just got, well, speaking of aggressiveness, and I'm talking to Toasty about this, that Tasty, Itchy. Grebe.
Okay, well, yeah, let's move on to the next set of units. So these are the other 6 units that just came out. So go ahead.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I forgot to add about Luli.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the
Her
heart crystal.
BD has like HC buff. If you can remember how useful the HC drops when you use
Lancia.
Lancia, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she could definitely help out with that.
So yeah, I think Luli would perform well with the sparking team.
And if I remember right, she is the only unit that has an HC buff at the moment, or is there any others?
Yeah, at the moment she's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
So she definitely is useful for now, but there may be better units in the future. Okay, so as I said before, moving on to the other ones. So the new Thunder unit, Blackula, did you want to go over that?
Grebe, or Grebe, or
explain to us your Grebe like, or love, I should say.
Well, now that we have him, we've got a unit that now has in global, he's got the highest attack in the game now. His defense kind of suffers, so that's for this one, I chose to go Guardian, but if I can pull one, I would definitely love to pull a Breaker, because as soon as I get that, he's going into the arena, so I can destroy some Sarens.
Yeah, he's definitely useful against all the all Saren teams out there. I know when I was testing my Kayana team, just trying to figure out people to face against, I've tried different leaders to fight, and it didn't work out so well because a lot of them had Sarens hiding behind things like Centaur and AIM 6-star. There were a bunch of units where the leaders looked safe, but just absolutely was not. So he definitely would help out to take out some Sarens along the way. And like you said, with his high attack, that definitely helps. Now, what about his 6-star? Do you see that being anything special? I mean, past Arena?
Once again, just like he's just like Cygnus, Sodus, he's got one of those damage reduction leader skills. Now his Brave Burst and Super Brave Burst does cause a status effect. It causes weakness. But I mean, I think that's about it. I mean, also at 6-star, his normal attack is now 10 hits. So.
Okay, so that definitely helps create some BC, especially in Arena. And his Brave Burst doesn't fill way too fast, right? It's about medium?
It is, I think, 14.
14? Okay. 14 turns,
14.
right?
Yeah, 14 turns.
Gotcha. Okay, so definitely usable, but as far as he's concerned, mostly just for Arena.
Yeah,
So let's move on to some of the other units. And speaking of Arena, how about Ophelia?
Oh my god.
Furious good. I mean,
Yeah.
she's the Earth version of Lyra and Farlon.
Okay.
Fills up BB fast. Hits about the same hits. At 5-star, I think she hits for 6 hits. So until she gets her 6 stars, then she's just so like Farlon.
Yeah, I did try her out today in Arena, and things didn't go so well. I was trying to figure out if I could make a video and see if I could throw her in there, and just everyone ended up terribly. I was like, I'm just piling up losses at this point. This is not worth it. And it was weird because when I had 2 Lyras, 2 Farlons, and a Felnius leader, I was getting generally between 3 and 4 BB after the first turn. But with her in there, for some reason, I couldn't get more than 2, and I have no idea why.
That's probably
because she has
of her.
It's because she has only a 4-hit combo. 5 stars.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
doesn't she have
Doesn't help
like
out.
6 hits?
No, 4-hit normal attack.
Oh, okay.
yikes. So that makes a lot of
From-
sense. Yeah, she's not really
But
a PC producer just yet.
I'd like to add though, she has the best stat distribution of all these 3 units.
Yeah, I'll say she has
are
a
similar.
decent attack. At
Yeah,
5
it's
stars, I
really
think
high
it's
attack and
100.
HP as well.
Yeah, so not too bad there. And I gotta say, BeardedKnightKarl, you have been extremely quiet. I'm really scared what you're doing over there.
What?
I know
No.
you have all kinds of questions. I know there's got to be something brewing in that mind of yours, and it really worries me.
What? Oh no, I mean like, I'm still new enough. I don't know all the statistics of all the new units right off the top of my head.
So what questions do you have?
So
Anything?
Right now, no. For the new units, like I said, like none of them, at least until they get their 6 stars, none of them shocked my world.
Okay.
That's true.
So as far as the 6 stars are concerned, that's basically what you're going to be looking for. I mean, like, you're still going to want to pick up the units, though, right?
Yeah, I pick up the units, but I mean, how do I put this? I see it. They're worth picking up. I don't see people running out there. I mean, unless like people are planning ahead, I don't see them running out there and picking up multiples of them because they're not going to be as usable right now until they get their 6 stars. Right? There's already going to be 6 stars ready to go for people to use for a while.
Okay. So then is there anyone else from this group, as far as you guys are concerned, that definitely should be picked up, that maybe you think that BeardedKnightKarl should be getting?
Definitely Raiden.
Definitely Raiden? And why is that?
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, because Raiden is like Zephyr. He has what's that?
Ignore defense.
Armor ignore. Yeah.
And Spark Up.
Armor ignore buff, which gets better when he gets his 6 stars because Spark Up damage.
No, it's the other way around, bro.
Added.
It's the other way around.
Hmm?
He has a Spark Up on his BB, and then when he gets his SBB, he'll have a Def Ignore.
So is it?
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Does he get both Spark and
Yeah, he gets both. He gets both.
Yeah.
He gets
On
both.
his SBB.
Yeah.
on his SPB? Okay. So then would he be usable in something like, say, a Saren team, since he also gives a 65% boost to attack for
Yeah,
water units?
definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're looking at an ignoring defense plus spark damage plus the 65%. So definitely a pickable unit you want to pick up. And you also mentioned Zephyr. What about him?
Oh, Zephyr is only good for armor ignore. Armor ignore buff, good stats, and 15 hits SBB.
Yeah, I've already taken Delma out my quick team and put him in, so now the majority of my quick team is dark, and like the only unit that's not dark is Michelle.
So so he definitely works out for a crit team.
Oh, very well. I mean, because his overall, I think his stats are like a lot more balanced than Delma's. He's got better defense, so he can like last longer than than say like Delma if like everybody's attacking Delma.
Now, what if you wanted to replace Lava? Would he be good enough for that at 5 stars?
At 5 stars.
I won't replace him. My opinion. I won't
Well,
replace her with Zephyr.
what if
So that
what if you're doing something like the Estia dungeon? I don't think it's going on right now, or who knows if it'll be back in the future, but where you can run into a boss multiple times and you may not have the time to pick up your crit, or maybe you're going against Grah or something like that. You may be caught off guard. Would it be easier to have a unit like this where it could just get the BB for defense ignore and not have to worry about getting all of your super brave burst, or would
Yeah.
well the
Grah
thing
be still usable?
well the thing is Def Ignore doesn't really give too much damage increase.
Okay.
It's actually on the lowest on my list of for buffs.
Hmm.
Um, it goes like attack up, um, attack up, spark up, crit up, and then def ignore. Because the the defense in this game isn't really that high for the bosses. It's just the HP is really high.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
So
you're the one who told me that.
Hmm.
The defense ignore wasn't really that important for boss fights,
Yeah.
just more for Frontier Hunter.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. And what about our final light unit?
Aryuto.
Yuto?
He'll be pretty good when he reaches his 6-star. He's actually the best unit of this batch, I think, along with Raiden. Mainly because he has a great normal attack, he hits for 9 hits, he has a great BB and SBB, 11 and 14 hits respectively, and 28 BC BB, 52 BC SBB, and he fills HP and BB on his SBB for all units. It's basically like Alancia and what else fills BB for? I think it's exclusive to him.
Okay.
Actually,
I can think of.
Ophelia Super Brave Burst actually, the 3 turns increases
Oh,
the
okay.
BB. Yeah.
Okay. But
So all
he's
the more
actually
reason for
he's
you.
yeah, he's a really good support.
Interesting. So
I
yeah, he does
I
seem like
can
he would help out a lot. Now, as far as like BB spamming, where does he fall in that? Like along with what other
uh
units would you say?
he's not gonna be in a BB spam team, but he'll definitely be in a future raid team with Lilith Omega and such.
Okay. That reminds me. How about Tillith? Since she just came out in the recent Frontier Hunter, not a lot of people have him. Most.
Oh,
She adds
she is amazing. I wish I
yeah.
had her. I wish I had that unit. I
She
had to
adds
use.
more. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I got a chance to use Tillip because Mofo had his Tillip. It's like Brave Burst. I'm like I just watched everybody's bar and I'm like, wow. Like she filled almost like everybody, even my 6-star units, they were almost the super Brave Burst. Like I think she will either completely fill or almost fill Douglas's, just like that.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
actually pretty impressive.
The only thing holding me back in using Tillit is her BB fill rate, which of course
Yeah.
you can easily compensate with the Fujin tonics.
Okay, so what would you say? What kind of situation could you see yourself in that you'd have to use that?
She adds more cheese to critical teams because you just fill her and then she fills up everybody else. That sounded so
Okay.
bad, but basically that's what I tried.
That did
Yeah,
sound terrible.
if you wanna
That's
if
okay.
you wanna like rain chaos upon your enemies,
If you need
just
to do
use
so, and then
Fujin
rush.
potions, SBB spam.
And
Then next turn Fujin potion, SBB spam.
don't forget, she heals too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is
And
definitely an
prevents-
awesome unit.
Yeah, and she prevents status conditions when she's a
Yeah,
leader. I
that's
think.
right. Leader skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Hang
really
on,
Oh,
hang
wait a
on.
minute. Wait a minute.
Let's give out a special shout out to Leon Zai.
All right, he's
He,
listening.
he just told me he's listening.
Oh, Leon's listening right now. Wow.
Yeah.
We'll have to get
We
him in
should
here
have him
sometime.
here.
Yeah. If
We should. He
Leon,
said
if you're not
we should
busy-
invite him next time.
Yeah, if you're not busy and you want to come join, by all means.
Alright.
Oh, something else about Tilla. she also has the BV region each turn. I don't know how large it is, but each turn your bar increases.
2 BCs, I
Two
think.
BC.
Oh, 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
2.
it's 5-star Aisha.
Wow.
Or aim.
So that kind of reminds me too. BeardedKnightKarl, you just recently beat Carl, right?
Yeah, about
So yeah, you were pretty happy about that. He was parading his unit around. I'm pretty sure he was jumping up and down with his phone in his hand. I think he took a few selfies with himself with the picture of Carl or something like that. He was very happy. But that means you're going to be going for Grah soon, right?
Yeah, I plan to probably later next week.
Okay, so you have the perfect panel of judges here to be able to help you out with that. So for most people who are going for Grah and want to know, I mean, you have a million questions, I'm sure, and these guys have the answers. So what exactly are you looking to do so far? What do you have set up? What are you thinking about doing as far as taking on Grah?
As far as I know, in preparations for Grah, the only squad I think I'm definitely taking is I'm going to try I'm going to try the squad that you were telling me about. I'm going to try the Lancia completely unlimited health every turn.
Okay, and you're referring to using Douglas's and Lancia, right?
Or Douglas's, yeah, and the Phineas friend with Lancia.
Okay, and how would you be using that? That would be your first squad, last squad?
Let's see, I was thinking about chucking him in. I was thinking about using him as my second one. Use the first squad to get through to hopefully one of his first big attacks, if not the second one. But you told me to lead him off at the beginning because I could just Fuge and Potion Lancia.
Okay, well, as far as these guys are concerned, I mean, what do you guys think he should do as far as like squad setup for his other two squads if he's going to go with that?
Zelban.
Zelban all the way. Hell yeah.
Zelban all the way. Zelban unite.
Listen, Zelban, I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but Zelban is a wonderful unit.
Yes,
Blackula, Mofo, and I, we are 100% on this. I don't know how Formana and BeardedKnightKarl feel about it specifically, but
I was completely sold on Zelban in Frontier Hunter 3. Like, that was one of my most enjoyable Frontier Hunters because I was just able to experiment with different teams. And so I took Zelban on one of my squads, and the very last round, round 5, I got the Michelle batch. And I didn't kill Duel in 3 turns, so he did his Brave Burst, and everyone was doing critical hits. When I saw their critical hits doing 1 damage, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This dude's defense buff has got to be the best buff in the game.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
It is. I mean, critical hits for 1? Come on. Who doesn't want
I think
Itchy, that's
it's
what
better than...
Now I was also stacked with a defense potion as well. So, but still, that's 1 on the critical hit.
That's pretty nasty.
See, Itchy, that's what I was using because I was going for Zebra runs this morning because I was bored, and I just got the Pixie King 6-star, and I had Zelbane and a Grah leader, and even for what Zebra was hitting me for, I was sitting there giggling.
It was a tickle, huh?
It was actually embarrassing. I don't think I had to use an actual potion the entire round.
All right, so you're talking Zelban in a first squad or a third squad? What are you thinking? If he's definitely going to go with these Douglases,
1 squad is enough.
one
3
squad's
Douglases.
enough.
Yeah.
3 Douglases.
Definitely.
All 3. Felne's friend and Zelban.
I don't think he has Alter though. Do you have Alter?
Wait,
You
what?
have all 3?
Bearded, do you have Altry?
Alter.
Tree.
The giant tree that heals.
I couldn't hear for a second. Yeah, I got him 6-star with a Super Ray Burst.
Good.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
you can use him instead of Lancia then.
Mm-hmm.
That would work.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that squad is enough. Just 1 squad.
Yeah, Zelban, Alter, 3 Douglases, and get a Douglas friend. And bring
Or Felneus.
Earth Ores and Earth Seals. That's it.
Sounds easy enough. How far along is your Altry? Or Altry, whichever one it is.
Like 6-star level 70.
Okay, and
Ray Burst and everything.
it does have its Super Brave Burst already. All right, so you're pretty much on your way, and
What-
1 more metal key should take care of that for you.
What type is it?
I'm gonna look on that one. I think I only ever pulled one of them at the very beginning. I didn't even get another one, so I just leveled him up.
All right. Well, that should work out then. So you think you're going to take it on next week, right?
Yeah.
Would you be
We'll be
confident
cheering
enough
you
to
on.
take it on air while we're talking about other stuff?
No pressure.
Oh yeah, all right, I'll take him on. All right, I'm gonna have to mute my mic at certain points.
No, I'm really interested to see how you do, and I want you to get some live help as well, because, I mean, what better way to do it than through here? So at least that way you can, do what you can, and we can laugh at the same time.
Mhm.
Alright. Going by Carl, I have the worst luck.
You can't go by Carl. But go ahead.
Alright, like, even using, like, your tip video and everything like that, when it comes to, like, these fights, everything that he could do to be a butthead, like, target one unit the entire time until it dies, it's what they're gonna do.
Well, that happens.
Actually, Karl is harder than Grah, and
Yeah.
Jelly is harder than everyone else.
Jelly is the death of everyone. It's just, God. He's
I still
terrible.
have not done that dungeon yet, or the other one.
Don't.
Don't even try.
Just don't even bother. Just move on.
I've not even.
Oh, the jelly.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
Bow to your jelly overlords and just give up.
I've not even unlocked Wyvern yet.
I was gonna say, if you wanna like hang yourself upside down by your toes, you'll basically get the same experience.
I'm still having nightmares of that jelly until
Terrible.
now.
I spent like 10 gems trying to kill it.
Oh my god.
It's absolutely insane because, I mean, the thing can just take as many hits as you give him. As soon as he gets past, what is it, half health, then all of a sudden he just goes to super mode and you can't do any damage to him.
Unless you poison.
And after 5 turns, he one turn kills you.
And then there's the 5-turn, 1-turn kill. So yeah, he's definitely not fun. So what about some other August expectations that we're thinking here? What do we think is going to drop this month?
Well, hopefully by next week we'll get some new 6-stars.
Come on, should be.
Huh?
Should be.
I mean,
Yeah,
but then again, but we got like the 12 Guardians, which we're kind of surprised that like these last 3, how in Japan they came with their 6-stars. They were disabled for us in global. So I mean, so you got their 6-stars, you got the first batch of the Guardian 6-stars, and you got the
You're forgetting the batch of Lyra.
Well, no, yes,
Yes,
I'm getting back into that. But that Centaur, but who knows? We could get a nice surprise. Or we get another ninja update, and we go look at the evolution thing, and like, oh look, I can update my Libradine, Maybe we might see a ninja update before like a major update, like we've seen them do in the past.
Hi, Gumi devs.
I'm sure they're listening right now.
Yeah.
All hail to the Goomy Lords.
Shout out.
Are the maidens confirmed? Are the maidens confirmed to be released?
Oh, there are rumors about that.
Yeah.
So what's the rumor?
They're
The
bringing
maidens
back.
are going.
I'm sorry?
They're gonna bring back the maidens.
They are going to bring back the maidens?
Now,
Yeah.
the big question is, my big question about if they do that, will our maidens get adjusted to match how they buff them in Japan?
That's a great question. So, for those of you who aren't aware, what is it exactly that's different?
In Japan, almost every single maiden, with the exception of I think Vanilla and Liko, all of their normal attacks got increased hits. All of their Brave Burst attacks got increased hits. Like Saren, her Brave Burst on global does 16. It does 18 in Japan. Her normal hits are 14 here in global, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think there's 16 in Japan.
Yeah, plus
And
2.
And then Cayena is the same way. Like her normal hits, global is 12, and I want to say what her normal in Japan is. Is it still 12 or is it 14? And I know her brave burst went from 12 to 16.
So they're definitely highly buffed. But the one question is, as far as they're concerned, is that just because they needed to keep up with everything that's in Japan? Because I know a lot of the units that are out in Japan right now are considered OP compared to what we have right now.
Yeah.
Power creep.
Because I'm thinking, I mean, there's all kinds of things that are implemented in Japan as far as like the sphere frogs and the imps and everything like that. I mean, they have all these things to buff up their units, so would it make sense that once we get to that point, then maybe they'll do that for the maidens, or do you think that they'll do that before we get to that point?
That's a good question.
Thinking they'll be buffed later.
Yeah, I think so too.
Buffed later?
Hmm.
Or is there any possibility we may see a 6-star someday?
Well,
Would be.
you know,
Sirens will be
Crossing my
back.
fingers.
well, let's look at what we got now. We just finished a special dungeon that was made in global with a new evolution material. Who's to say that these new elemental materials can't be used for future 6-star some of these exclusives?
So you're speculating that these bulbs will actually mean something farther than just the Xenon and Estia and whatever else is to come.
I mean, because like they had the miracle bulb for them, but you know, if you look at the index, there's an elemental bulb for each element, so like they've got to be used for something.
Okay.
6-star Carl.
Now I know there was
having
talk.
a talk with Helium with that.
Yeah, I know there
Yeah, I
was
think so.
talk in Japan about maybe doing something like that, but I don't think anything was confirmed, right?
No.
Yeah, the 7-star starters.
No,
That
that's
too.
just speculations. That's just a wishful
yeah.
thinking for them.
No, I had something I wanted to bring up. I seen Formana bring it up earlier. I seen a picture of it. What was it you were talking about? I seen you talking about this morning, like someone abusing the system of Amazon. People had like 1,000 gems.
Oh,
I
that.
don't know anything about that.
Um, basically it was the before when what do you call this? When Amazon when Brave Frontier was released on Amazon, people made a lot of accounts and pulled all the gems because you can get free gems from downloading free apps. You can get you basically they pulled a lot of accounts into one Brave Frontier account. That's it.
Alright.
Like using 20, 20, for example, 20 Amazon accounts with 50 gems each. That gives you like 1,000. No. Yeah, 1,000 gems on your Brave Frontier account.
And they have any like? Are they gonna fix that?
No idea.
No idea. But as of now, buying gems on your Amazon Brave Frontier is currently not working.
Yeah, it got disabled earlier this morning on my side of the world.
So mine it crashes my game whenever when you do it. You do any selection, it just says an unexpected error. So you can't. It's like you can't even buy gems like period.
Hmm.
Now I know that supposedly there's supposed to be a fix for that coming. Oh, wait a minute, maybe they already fixed it. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's working.
Yeah, you know what? I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
edited that in
yeah.
my
I think
game.
yeah they
Recently.
yeah they fixed it. They fixed it.
They fixed that.
You can
That's
buy
great
gems
news.
now. Yeah. So it's not crashing anymore.
Alright.
That's great news.
That's great
Now,
news.
since this is
Yeah,
the No Life podcast,
Oh boy.
who is the? We need to figure out who is the biggest no lifer in here. What is everyone's level?
You first.
20.
Bullcrap. Even when I started the game.
Alright, 23. Sorry. I didn't mean to lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting at a very impressive noobish 115.
115. No, that's next.
I'm at 191.
191.
Same. 191
Really?
for me as well.
I don't know. This is like asking a girl your weight. You can't just ask somebody their level. It's like,
That's exactly how I felt.
it's
Come
just.
on.
I mean, that's kind of personal. You know what I mean?
I guess
So
I
what's
guess
your level, baby?
it's over 9,000.
All right. Now this goes with it since you all are the ancient like founding players of the game.
Mm.
What was all of your first summons?
Oh my god, I remember it still. It was an Oracle Shida. Three star. Very first summon. But from the gems that Carl gave me.
I'm actually
After giving him an antidote because the quest was still implemented in the game back then. Memories.
Actually,
Seriously.
I forgot to mention my level. My level was 194.
All right, we have a winner.
There we go. Ding.
We have a winner.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, my first summon. It was either one of two. I can't remember which one. It was a 4-star. It was either Behemoth, the 4-star one, or it was Bahamut. It was one of those two, but I can't remember which one.
Yeah, they both sounded the same.
But the 4-star is Wyvern, right?
Huh?
Oh no.
No. Wyvern's 3-star.
Oh, okay.
All
How
right.
about you, Ralph?
My first summon is Breaker Alice.
Breaker Alice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Itchy?
you almost have BeardedKnightKarl beat. Almost. Almost. So, mine was 4-star Dean, and I remember I was so excited because I was like, I just started playing this game, and I was like, wow, I got a 4-star. Like, I was like looking on my friends or like people I could invite along to become my friend or whatever, and I was like, everybody's got these crappy starters and all this stuff. Man, I'm like miles ahead of these people. I wonder if I'm like one of the best people in this game so far. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And so I'm like, he was in my squad for I don't even know how long. I kept him with me. He was like my dear unit, you know, he was awesome. And then all of a sudden, like I got past, I don't know, Saint Lamia, and I was like, this sucks. This isn't going as planned anymore.
Now, all right, I will never, as long as I play this game, forget mine, just because it is the closest I have ever seen Itchy to getting pissed off. I did the little tutorial. I got my little 5 gems to do my summon, and I summoned Kakuri.
What?
5-star Kakuri.
What?
5-star. What type?
I had no idea. I just started playing. I was looking. All I saw was a girl.
I think it might have been Breaker.
I'm like,
If I
Itchy,
remember right.
did you do overs? I think I got a shitty one. And he's like, what'd you get? I'm like, Kakuri. What? What the fuck? No, fuck. Like, he's like, what star is she? 5. And he like walked away from his Xbox mic.
I would do it.
He's like, you don't even understand just how lucky you are. People put their paychecks in this game to get Kakuri.
That was when she had just gotten real popular, or she was popular at the time, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, like, it's nuts. But still impressive. Now you've got a few extras, right?
I picked up 2 more. You know what? She even in her 6-star, she's not going to be relevant for long. She's still going to be my favorite unit.
Well, that's a good question. Is she going to be relevant for long? Is she even relevant now?
Kakuri?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think so.
Like, I evolved a lot of my Kakuris, but I still haven't like got done leveling them up, and it's like I'm just kind of being lazy with these because they're super. There's nothing special about their super brave birds. They didn't give them anything extra. It's just a more powerful version of their brave birds. I mean, they could have did something to make it interesting. You know, her and then Cephia as well. Just another more powerful version of her brave bird. Just more hits.
Well, no, because when it comes to Super Brave Burst, yeah, they really didn't do anything impressive for her. I mean, Alice's Super Brave Burst is even a lot.
Oh, well, yes, I love using my Alice.
See, my only problem with Alice is, especially when I bring her along on quests in Angie and Lizaria and all that stuff, she dies too quickly if I have it on auto battle. Her defense is so low, it's just.
She also
does
has a
not help out.
really bad attack animation.
Yeah, she does have that gear
Really
up before she
slow.
does anything.
Yeah, it's hard to start with her.
No, I will say this. To balance my luck of pulling Kakuri, Itchy over there yelling at me to form a mono team, I did not manage to summon another dark unit until I was level 80.
Yeah, I believe it. That's kind of how I felt with this whole thing when the new units just dropped and I was trying to get Ophelia. I don't know how many summons I did before I actually got her. And I think everyone had that one unit where they were just trying to get and could not get to save their lives, except for Mofo, of course, because
That actually happened with me with this most recent batch. I've already told you which unit I was trying to get, and like I kept summoning like an idiot and like just still would not get it.
Because it's always just like, okay, one more, just one more, and then all right,
yeah,
one more.
And then what was one more ended up in my first summon frenzy, 56 summons, and then after that I kept summoning the 69 and stopped, and then it's like I was just so distraught, so upset, and then I'm like just mad as I don't know what. And then I buy some more, and then I buy some more gems, and then start summoning again. And then the very first pull of that last one, number 70, was Raiden. The one I.
No, see, I did have one other strain of luck before he even knew he was relevant. I randomly pulled a Douglas.
Oh my gosh, Doug.
Oh god.
Me trying to get Raiden. Me trying to get Raiden.
Like... Go ahead, sorry. I was so overwhelmed with the Douglas comment. I was like 10 away before when I started. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I didn't know. I pulled one and I told Itchy, and he's flipping out. I'm like, why? His Brave Burst is horrible. Can I sell him?
Hold on a second. Earlier in the game, I was starting to get to the point where I was summoning and I was starting to have multiple units, but it's like when I first started the game, I didn't want multiple units, and so I'm asking people, trying to get some advice, just asking anybody, is there any benefit to having more than one of the same unit? You know, like, I mean, I had no better. I mean, I didn't know any better, and I was actually getting ready at that time to sell my extra Douglases. I had 3 at the time, and I was going to just only keep one. It's like I just wanted one of each. But then a little later, it's like then we're starting to get stuff like Metal Parade and other stuff, and I'm like, oh, you know what? There is a benefit to keeping this. And then not too long after that, when we got the Kakuri group, I ended up with 8 Kakuris.
Dang.
I have bad memories.
Were you just going for?
See, I don't even mess around anymore. Whenever it comes to a new unit, I just automatically get 3 because I never know if they're gonna turn out to be awesome or not.
Yeah, but that can get expensive.
Oh man! Speaking of Kakuri, I remember when she came out, and then all of a sudden, everybody, if you look at the Brave Frontier Global Facebook page, everybody was complaining about the all Kakuri teams in the arena.
Oh yeah, that was like the thing that was being complained about. I go there sometimes if I want to like be entertained, if I just want to read over the comments, because especially when the servers are down, you can't imagine how many people in a row will sit there and say the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Please help, Brave Frontier, please help. My game is not working, even though like scheduled maintenance has been like blasted in their ears for the past, I don't know, 2 days.
Yo, I love those comments because I know I am not the only one who gets screwed when it comes to like these raised rates. Right? If you ever look at the raised rates comments, dude, you're just filled with people like, then why did I still get this unit? Or why did I still get this unit? And I always see the one picture, so I know I'm not alone. Every time they raise the rates, the first summon I get is twins.
Oh my god.
At one point I took a picture for Itchy. I think I had 13 twins just sitting there. I get one every time I hit to start summoning.
I have like 11 load-ins. I'm not complaining.
Well, this game seems to love to give me these 2 units, Michelle and Kushra. Right now, If I go to my inventory, let me see how many.
Yo, I feel you on the Michelle. I got about 7 of her sitting right now.
She just won't go away. I can fuse them. I like right now in my inventory. I have 2 Max Michelles that I plan on eventually evolving, but extra Michelles. I got 9 extra Michelles. I've already fused many away before that, so if I never fused them, I'd be in the double digits right now with Michelle, but I'm saving these. And Essel, or Kushra, right now I have 1 Max, but I have 10 extra of her.
Oh, that's good.
For the longest time, it was... I couldn't stop getting Domas.
Oh, I still get him. I still get him.
Yeah, I still get him too. I'm sitting on... I've fused and sold like so many of them. I'm still sitting on like 7.
Another one that I kept getting a lot of was Melchio.
Melchio, yeah. I have 5 of him right now, which I'm kind of fine with. I'm cool with that.
Definitely.
I'm interested, and I think like 4 of them are anima, and I think I might have 1 oracle in there. I'm gonna look it up now.
Oh god.
See, I have a Max Breaker and a Max Anima, but I have 2 other ones. I'm just holding on to right now. I guess whenever we get their 6 stars, I'll go ahead and choose them for, you know.
For me, with the latest batch, I have like 8 Raidens.
Oh my god, I hate you.
I have 0 Zephyr. I don't have Zephyrs though. I have 5 Anima Raidens.
Oh, Zephyr.
Take all my Zephyrs,
I don't have
please.
Zephyr.
I was pulling the other day and I saw a red door. Click. Door break. Prism, please give me something good. Breaker Zephyr.
I have all of the 12 Guardians except Zephyr, and I'm pulling my hair out.
But that was me with the Raiden though. That drove me crazy. That I could not pull Raiden. I see everybody with these Raiden pictures, and then one of my friends shows me, oh look what I just pulled, and it was an anima Raiden. I'm like, I hate you.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone had that one unit that they just could not get. Mine was Ophelia. Yours was Raiden. I mean, everyone had one that they were just summoning nonstop, and there was like the one they just could not pull.
Well, Itchy, you were having a hard time with Douglas for a while too, weren't you?
Well, before they raised the rates for him, I hadn't summoned a single Douglas, and to this day I haven't summoned another one. It's just during that raised rates that was the only time I was able to get them.
Oh, that's what I meant to Douglas. While pulling for Raiden, now I already have 5 Max Douglas level 100 Super Brave Burst unlocked. I pulled 3 more Douglases.
Oh,
Oh god. So what are you gonna do with your Douglases then?
I already fused them away.
Oh, they're gone.
It's like I already have 5. I mean, unless later in the future then we'll have an extra space to put another unit. I mean, I have no space to put them. But I fused them away to help max out some of that Super Brave Burst.
Well, do you think he's going to be usable once the Japan units come out that have the high hit counts? I mean, is he still going to be somebody you're going to hold on to?
Once Selha and Ruza come out, I think Douglas is going to be a thing of the past.
Why do you say that?
Because that's all you're seeing right now in Japan. That's all you're seeing is like teams with multiple Selha, Ruza. I mean, I don't even know if anybody there still uses Douglas.
I think he's still good. I think he's still good because I think he's the only Earth unit that gives Spark Up.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically in a rainbow team with Dia or whatever. I'm not too fond of Selha because Melchio takes up the spot for light units on a rainbow team. So that's why I value her a little less lower.
I mean, but for those people who like to use mono lights, I mean, this is Selha is going to be a mono light person's dream, because then they'll be able to do what we did with the Douglases with Earth. I mean, if you're running mono light, then Selha is going to be your biggest dream.
And to your point, I mean, if you think about it, you were saying that you wouldn't put Selha in a rainbow team because you would have
Melchio,
right? So, but you wouldn't put Douglas in there either, would you?
I would.
You would put
Because
Douglas in a rainbow team?
there's no other Earth unit that can come close to Douglas.
Okay.
Until Zell Knight, I guess.
Oh man.
I can't wait for that. When my friend, he tagged me in one of the photos. Someone posted this. He's like, I saw that, and then I watched Uchi's video, and I'm like, I've got to have this unit. And I've got to have this unit now.
Which one, Zell Knight?
Zell Knight. I have got to have this unit now.
That one's pretty amazing.
So, for those of our listeners who aren't familiar with Zell Knight, do you want to go over him, or do you have any information on him that you can say why he's so awesome?
Why he is so awesome? Well, his leader skill increases BC.
Mm-hmm.
It increases HC.
Mm-hmm.
It increases item drop. It increases spell drop. It increases karma drop. He is Limia, Leon, all of these units like all in one. As far as he has like all of their leader skills all in one, and then his super brave burst, it increases all these things again for over 3 turns. So like if you don't have him as the leader of a team, then guess what? You still have access to all that. Just unlock your super brave burst and let it go.
So you basically have his leader skill without actually having to have
You have his leader skill without him being the leader.
And doesn't his super brave burst also work the same way that Loden's does?
Oh yes, he does increase. He increases upon activation. He increases the brave burst bar the same amount, but he only does it for 1 turn. It's like the instant at 1 turn. Loden does it over 3 turns, but he does do that. So that's another benefit. So and also he's also a decent arena leader as well, as if he's leading and you've got a good team composition, you can possibly have 4 or even all of your team members get Brave Burst on the first turn.
So definitely going to be amazing when he comes out.
Yeah. I'm sold.
Yeah. He's gonna replace. I mean, not replace, but he's gonna be like one of the most used units once he comes out.
So
would it be better than? Would it be better than Selha, who just reduces BC cost?
I don't think he'll. Not for that. I don't think he.
I'm gonna say he is, and the reason being is because you can use him in a lot of different situations. If you think about it, Selha, you have to have her as leader to be able to gain that ability. But like he said before, you don't necessarily have to have him as your leader. He's another unit that you can use if you're trying to spam BB, but you don't want to have to use up a leader spot. Like maybe you want to run 2 Maxwells, and maybe you don't have the room for that. I think it'll be interesting to see exactly what he can do as far as you have all these units that have all these different ways of increasing your BB gauge, right? So are there going to be new ways of this coming together? I mean, are we going to see basically people not having to rely on leader skills as much and actually rely on the individual units? I mean, we went over Aryuto today. I mean, he has the BB regen. I mean, could you incorporate that with maybe something like Zelenite?
I'm not sure though. I think the way Zell Knight works is when you use his Brave Burst, it increases everyone else's Brave Burst. It doesn't put a buff like Aryuto does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they'll be able to interact with each other.
Okay. And that was the other thing I was going to say. I've actually used him. I have him in my Japanese account, and the one thing I will say is really helpful, if you don't have everybody's super brave burst up, if you have maybe 2 units that are just barely close to it but not quite there, you can use him, have their super brave burst, and keep going. You don't have to worry about being short by just a little bit, because every now and then you do kind of get screwed over by where the BC goes, because it doesn't always go where you want it to go.
Now, see, my question is with Zell Knight and Telef, and what I'm curious in the future is there's always just a better unit coming out. I'm wondering if they're just going to keep. We just dropped someone. We lost Mofo.
Everybody see that link I posted in the group chat?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you can click on that. That's his stats. He's got for a 6-star. He's got some great stats.
But what I was saying was with Zell Knight and Telef, and always getting better units coming out. in the far future, I'm curious to see if they just keep going with more and more units and let the other ones fall behind, or like talking about like the 7-star starters, if they go back and help the lesser units maintain relevance.
Mofo DC. I got DC.
All right, we'll see if we can get him back. So yeah, I mean, it does seem like we're heading towards an era where, I mean, everything is just going to keep getting better and better, and all the older units are going to be, I don't know, irrelevant. And the moment they are, but we don't know exactly where they'll be in the future.
I mean, it's like Pokemon. How many generations can you add on to it?
Well, I mean, that's still going too.
Got it.
Yeah, but now they look like Digimon. Come on.
No, you kind of got to catch them all. You
Gotta catch them all.
Listen, when the new one rolls out, I don't care how old you are. I don't care who you are. If you played like the first generation and you continue to play today, you're gonna buy the next one. It's just the way it is.
Of course I am. It's a Honen remake.
And I mean, that's just the way of life. I mean, if you're going to be into something, you're going to be into it, no matter what.
But I would like
why people buy Call of Duty every year.
I would like to see like them like something to make the older units still relevant. So it's not like you constantly like someone has to constantly be trying to put like money in the game to keep relevance.
And I mean, they might. I mean, they did that with 6 stars. They decided we didn't want to make everybody completely useless, so they started coming out with 6 stars. Because I mean, the starters were completely just crap at that point, and so they said, okay, we'll give them 6 stars then. And then they figured out a way to keep these guys relevant, but then they're running into that problem again. Because if you, I mean, even right now, if you look at it, these guys are completely irrelevant. Can't really rely on them for anything at this point.
It's a balancing issue. I mean, you can only go so far forward before you have to bring up the back.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm sure they'll come up with something. I mean, they've come this far. I doubt that they'll just let it slip through the cracks. So I'm sure we can look forward to something.
They start rolling through with 7 stars.
Oh, that's not pretty. It's not really pretty far off. Having 7 stars.
I think so too.
I would hope to God before they rolled out the 7 stars, they would give like the Vortex, like the Sarens, their 6 stars.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would hope so.
6-star Karl, 6-star.
I wonder, Saren 6-star, 30 hit AoE?
I think she's going to be the first one to have more than 30. I think she's going to be like...
Well, Maxwell has
50.
Maxwell has 33. Actually,
Maxwell does
Maxwell has 33.
So she'll have 40, and she'll have a 900 attack.
Dude, I don't even think my fucking handling that, dude. Like 3 Douglases giving the nice spark, my phone still crashes.
Time for a new phone.
Dude, that turned off all my animations and everything.
Yep.
I had to turn off everything and turn like the item allowance on the ground to like 2 for my phone to keep going.
I noticed it does it automatically, actually. I tried to turn everything back on, and then I got like 1 round of full animations and everything, and then the next round it was automatically
That
off.
happened to me. I'm like, wait a minute, I turned this stuff on, why is it off again?
It was basically like, nope. Can't do that. It's going to crash.
I just kept it off. My phone crashes whenever I turn it on.
I think before everyone else gets their 6-star, I think the mock units will get theirs first. Saria needs an update. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Saria, yeah, that was one unit that came, I mean, when it first came out, everyone definitely hopped on, and her leader skill was good for the time. I mean, no one had anything like that.
Now, I'm thinking, you know...
Well, her stats, why did they have to make her stats that low?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's something we'll see out of Japan before we ever see it here.
Oh, of course.
She's actually on the table 2 for experience.
Mm-hmm.
So she only needs 75% for compared to the premium units.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. But even so, that shouldn't be an excuse for her.
Yeah, she's Saria. Come on.
Every other mock unit has over 5,000. She's the only one under 5,000 HP.
Mhm.
Yeah, you would think at least you would want to keep the actual storyline people relevant.
Well, it's a shame because that makes her kind of useless as far as the Vortex Arena goes. Because, I mean, you think maybe I'll run her because it's an extra fire unit, but then, I mean, with those low stats, she's just going to get taken out way too quickly.
I mean, look at Cayenne stats. Like, if you have an anima Cayenne, that's almost 6,000 right there.
Mm-hmm. And you're thinking like this is a free unit. This isn't something I had to work for. Something you had to put all that work in. I mean, she's just not worth it anymore.
Obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
No, see,
So I think Trial 4 onwards, it will be the updates for the mock units. It's gonna be like their Evo material, I guess.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That's what on my mind. Trial 4 onwards will be the Evo materials for the mock units in order to get their 6 stars.
Yeah, that would make sense too, because I mean, you don't want to come out with just the updates because that doesn't really make any sense. It would make sense if you had to actually work for it, but I'd like to see what they do as far as a fight, because I mean, they've been going a lot of different directions as far as fights go. I mean, like you said, we were talking about earlier, the dreaded jelly. I mean, that's just like, who came up with that idea? Who decided that was a good idea as far as a boss to fight? And I mean, I don't know if they just were running out of ideas, but I mean, like the Maxwell fight makes sense. I mean, you're facing 3 bosses, and then the last boss is actually pretty difficult. Has some set numbers as far as what you're getting hit with. So I mean, at least they're still coming up with fresh ideas. But when does that stop? Like, how many boss fights can you actually come up with before you just keep creating grand jellies?
Actually, have you read about that last Elim conference?
Not yet.
About that 7 stars, 7 allegedly or wishful thinking 7 stars. They actually propose one of the devs from Elim is actually proposing that to evolve, for example, Vargas to his 7 stars, you have to equip his spear, from his dungeon, and have to kill like 500 enemies before you can evolve him.
500 enemies. What
training?
But it does bring the challenge.
Yeah, and that's definitely a new way to go about it. I mean, if you think about it past just having to throw units into something to be able to evolve it, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, like, this puts a new aspect on it of, like we were talking about before, Pokemon, where you actually have to go out and train the unit. You can't just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna throw whatever I can get.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like older Final Fantasy games. Like one in particular was 6. Like in order to learn the magic spells, you have to equip the Esper, and you have to do so many boss battles, getting points every round before you learn it. I mean, it told you the percentage you was at, and then once you were thinking that you can unequip it, now you've learned it or whatnot. So that's kind of what that reminds me of.
Old school Final Fantasy.
Yep.
And Japanese grinding at its best.
Well, that's like I was talking to Itchy earlier, right? And for being a Vortex event, I love the Xenon and Estia thing because I mean it's the first unit that actually had a story to it.
You mean like you had to play through the story?
I mean, yeah. How often do you actually learn about the unit? You don't just crap out and say, "Here you go." All right, that's something. I mean, that's something I would not mind seeing later on to actually learn something about the unit.
Yeah, I did see a lot of positive feedback as far as the story went, that people were actually happy that they got to experience something instead of just the usual thing where, like, okay, I'm just going to go into a vortex and I'm going to capture this unit.
Oh, because think about like the stages you play, alright? They throw like a little crap-ass paragraph of like a story there that like, and they ask like questions and they answer nothing. Alright, there is like almost like zero storyline besides like the main plot. I would like to see that for units and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the unit's lore, every unit, is kind of pretty interesting. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I try to collect every unit in the game, just so that I can read their lores.
See, I've been cheating. I've been going on the wiki and just reading it there.
Why didn't you tell me that? Come on.
When I read that Ruza killed Douglas, it's like.
Yeah, I was saying Blackula earlier, I was actually talking about the 12 Guardians. I was reading through their storyline. It's actually pretty interesting. I was surprised because like they have like Sodus was the leader of the 12 Guardians, and then apparently he went quote unquote evil, and so apparently Farlan was against him being the leader in the first place. So he pulled a Vegeta and went after him, and then got his ass kicked, and then he. Other Guardians started joining up with Sodus because they said that, oh, well, you know, Sodus is actually fighting for the right cause, and there was talk about the gods actually being evil, and they were going to destroy all the humans anyway, and Sodus found out about this, and that Aryuto is actually his brother, took over the Guardians, so it's like they got all this story in there, and they just don't present it well enough.
Well, speaking of the story, there's actually going to be an anime.
Yeah, I saw something about that. But my question is, what exactly are they going to do with that? I mean, is it going to be decent, or is it going to be just like, here you go, you guys asked for it, so we're going to put something out?
No, it's going to be a microtransaction. You need 15 gems to watch it.
Hey, don't give them the idea, come on. Don't give them the idea of that.
You just basically handed that to Gumi and said, please, please, take my gem, and we're just going to make me pay to watch this.
This is going to be like Monster Rancher. Oh my god.
Oh man, that's awesome though.
Well, see, no, I actually like this. I mean, that's another reason why I like Kinkuri was my favorite. Her story was dark and just filled with blood. All right, Saren's was pretty cool too. She actually named her gun.
Dude, almost every one of Kinkuri's quotes has blood in it.
Demonic girl.
Kinkuri actually feels like a character from Warhammer because of all the blood.
Which one?
You know, the people who praises the blood god or something.
Yeah, what are they called?
Was it Chaos? I can't remember.
It's been so many years since I played Warhammer.
Yeah,
I really it was Space Marines though, right? Are you talking about 40K or are you talking about
yeah, 40K.
Yeah, I can see it. They look like Space Marines, but they have the red I can't think of the name.
Red Space Marines?
Yeah, let's go with that. They were the Red Space Marines. It's gonna bother me now. I'm just gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Googling during a podcast, how professional.
Listen, this is important. Go ahead. You guys know. Just talk about other stuff. It's fine.
All right, everyone ask Itchy confusing questions so he starts messing up.
Please do. All right, I don't know the answer to that one. Go ahead. Ask me any questions about Brave Frontier.
All right, you still using Lily in your crit squad?
You do it all day anyway. Who?
I said, you still using Lilith in your crit squad?
I am not. I finally have an actual crit squad.
Oh, but I like the Lilith crit squad.
I do too, and I'll like her even more when she gets her 6-star, but not yet.
I wonder who came up with that.
Blood Angels.
There we go.
They were the Blood Angels. All right, I feel better. Continue.
More blood for the blood god.
So what were you saying, Blackula?
I just wonder who came up with the idea. Oh, you know what? Let's let this one unit always have Brave Burst without needing help from anybody else.
You should get a raise. Whoever came up with that should get a raise.
It's whoever, like once
whoever, whoever came up with the jelly should get fired.
It's like once you get Super Brave Burst, you will always have it. You will always have it until you die.
I'll tell you what, though, I've used her, and there's a lot of times where you want to have it and you just don't have it because, like, you'll get into something early or something, and you just like she's like really close to having her Super Brave Burst, but it's not quite there. You're like, I should probably use it, but I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna have unlimited in like 2 seconds.
Put it with Tillith.
Yeah. Throw Tillith in there.
A squad of Tillith and 5 Liliths.
Oh god.
I'll tell you what.
What happens if you have like 2 Tilliths?
Brave Frontier glitched the first time I got Lilith and I went to use her Brave Burst, and it came up as code, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. The robot chick got code as her Brave Burst. And then it wasn't until the same time I used it, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of retarded.
She is an android, so she's got something going for her.
Oh, and her name, her 6-star name is not for global. It's not Omega Lilith. It's Terminator Lilith.
Terminator.
god.
In case there was any confusion.
Terminator. I like the sound of that.
I like how they've been naming the global units. Actually,
Yeah,
the
they've
only
done
one
a
I've
decent
the
job.
only one I was disappointed was with Felnius because he was supposed to be Ocean Dragon Felnius.
Oh, that would have been way cooler.
See, yeah, I like them having like titles instead of just having one name, them having like, a full title. Like, let me see. I'm gonna go through this list and see. Like, let's see. Let me find one.
I don't like what they did with the starters though. Like they just put holy and then the element.
And then unholy.
I'm tired of seeing
And then
units
unholy
with
bagger.
wings.
Because hey, 7-star, their wings will have wings.
There's so many wings already. Like, how many units don't have wings? Douglas is actually inventive. They actually gave him a jetpack instead.
I guess.
This game needs more tentacles.
Like Essel, I like Essel's name. Rebel Angel Essel. I like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because it really tells a lot about her as well. Cause like, isn't that about her story as well? She's like not like a fallen angel or something.
I actually don't know her story at all. I just know that she's the only human-looking one out of that entire group.
She rebelled.
Oh, except for Lyra, I guess.
Oh, and like Lyra, her upcoming 6-star, God Eater Lyra.
Be careful where you put your punctuations in there. Because it could be God Eater or God Eater.
God eat her.
that could work too.
All right, guys. Well, we should probably wrap things up here. We've been going on for a while, but I just wanted to say to our listeners, if you have any questions for us for next week, whether they be squad questions, whether they be random questions, whether they be questions about where this podcast is going or anything like that.
Or questions of what questions to ask.
Yeah, if you want to know exactly how fluffy BeardedKnightKarl's beard is, be sure to post that down there. And if you want a picture of just how fluffy it is, I'm sure he'll be able to provide that for
50
you.
50 likes and movie pictures.
Yeah, we want more than 50. We want 100 likes, and we want to see that big ginger beard. Oh yeah, do that too. That would be nice. But also, I'm going to go ahead and link everyone's information down in the description. So if you want to check out any of their pages, all the random panelists here today, you'll be able to do that. And also, yeah, we'll be back next week. And I was wondering if you guys would be willing to join me in something here at the end here. And I think we could close out every podcast this way. If you guys want to do one summon with me.
I was gonna say, if you say group song, I'm leaving.
No, I think we're gonna go around and we're gonna have everybody do one summon. We're gonna see how it goes. Everybody cool with that?
All right.
Let me check. I don't have gems on me.
I need to buy gems.
I don't want to buy gems. I'll let you off with an honor summon if you really want to do that. If you don't want to buy the gems.
Rare summon or honor summon?
Oh, come on now.
I can do an honor summon.
If you're doing honor summons, you have
If
to
you
keep
don't
doing
have the gems for it right now, I'll let you off with an honor summon this time around.
Okay.
Just save your gems for next week.
Yeah.
I can do a rare summon.
All right, who wants to go first?
Not me.
I'm loading.
Not me. I'm still buying.
Wait, I just heard an I'm loading. Who said that?
Oh wait, my game won't connect. Oh my god.
That's the problem with you.
Connection errors. No way. Impossible. Not in this game.
Impossible.
All right,
Philippines,
well,
please.
well, he's going ahead and getting a connection. Anyone else want to go?
I'll do it. I just finished purchasing.
Please do.
Everybody
If it's twins, I'm just signing
Oh wait,
off.
I can almost see it.
Can you guys see my screen?
I can see it. Well, kind of. Hold on a second. I think BeardedKnightKarl's doing his.
I got it wrong though.
Who?
The fire step?
Oh, the new fire chick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breaker.
Any comments on her? Anybody?
She's a dancer.
We'll leave it at that. She's a dancer.
Wait,
All right,
on a serious
Blackula, please.
note,
Alright, everybody click my photo.
There you go. keep talking, and we'll see it.
Right.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
Oh, red door.
Red door. Let's see it.
Ooh, lubricant.
Oh, your favorite unit.
Number 7.
What
Guardian.
type? Guardian. Okay, do you have a Guardian yet?
Yes, I have. I think I have every type.
No, that sucks. Formana, were you able to get a connection?
I got a Sodis.
Sodis. What type?
A breaker.
Breaker Sodis. You happy with that?
Like my 7th one, I guess.
Okay. 7.
Oh my God.
Lucky number 7.
Hold on a second. Speaking of that, hold on a second. Everybody, bring my picture up right quick again.
Good. That's a lot of sodas.
Oh God.
That's a lot of sodas.
That's true.
Oh man. All right. So.
Apparently, your dog feels your pain.
Yeah. Mofo, do you have your honor summon ready?
I'm actually going to do a rare summon.
Whoa! Okay.
Oh.
I'm excited for that.
Someone's stepping up for the podcast.
You want me to record it? Yeah.
You have a webcam, right?
Yeah, but it's too dark in here. I'm outside. Okay. Here goes. A centaur. It's like my
Centaur number.
7th centaur.
7th?
Yeah,
What's it,
On a full
7?
squad of 5, that's power.
it's a Lord Centaur.
Speaking of centaur,
Red horse.
do I need more than one centaur? Because I have 2 level 80 10 BB centaurs.
What for?
The first one was Lord, and I wanted Anima. And then later, in another summoning period, weeks later, I ended up pulling an Anima one. So I leveled it up too.
Makes sense.
Alright, I'm gonna do mine. See what we end up with here.
Please be twins.
Let's comment. Ew, gold door.
It's going to be Limia. Up, door break.
Oh, door break.
Ziz.
Red door. What do we got?
Ziz.
Melchio!
Zeus.
Oh, I
That's a-
needed another one. Welcome number 6. And it's Lord type. Alright guys, well that does it for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next week. Like I said, don't forget to leave your questions, comments down there, and I will be linking everyone's stuff in the description. Take it easy, guys.